give them a reason, they gonna loot. Like they're just scammers and thieves that just want to be out there stealing shit. I
Yeah,
don't
they just
think
want to be in the chaos.
See what the immigrants doing? They fighting a fight that they can't win at all.
It's not for criminals. This is for hard workers too.
But they are criminals, fatty. They here illegally.
It's nothing to do with criminals. It's to do with money.
It's about money for the American people down, fatty.
Right.
Don't forget, if they don't got jobs, now we do.
Most of y'all don't want to work in construction. Most of yours are final consumers. Most of y'all go to groceries every day.
It's not what you want. It's what the man got to do to provide.
That's it.
We don't choose.
You still inflating another economy. Like just think of if you were just American.
Yes.
None of my money hit Mexico. A good percentage of your money go back home. We might look at it like pennies on a dime, but a lot of pennies add up to $1.
Now you stripping a sector away from people who probably need to work.
And what you forgetting is that the Mexicans, they work so good because ain't nobody working harder or faster than a Mexican.
If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop.
All right, I'm gonna play 2 more clips.
Well,
just kinda yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he not playing.
Cool.
I got two more clips, y'all.
I just got hit with the left vehicle.
Are they breaking in? Oh, they're breaking in. Oh, they got into the store. We're the security guard.
All right. So ultimately, I feel like I feel like we got a lot of things going on at the same time. You know, people trying to fight for the right to stay in the country, and at the same time trying to fight against the police. You know, ICE or whatnot. And then you got people looting at the same time. You know, I feel like it's just a little bit too much of a mixture. I think people are getting involved in fights that aren't theirs because people who looting, it's not all Hispanics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got a lot of whites, you got a lot of blacks that's out there destroying the actual communities, the cities. And I feel like people really don't know what they're fighting for. I feel like people just want to kind of fight just to fight and really probably making it worse for the whole situation in the city itself. So I want to get y'all thoughts on that situation, man.
That's
take the opportunity to like give them a reason, they gonna loot. Like they're just scammers and thieves that just want to be out there stealing shit. I don't
Yeah, they
think
just want to be in the chaos.
yeah, they just want to make chaos. I don't think that any type of fight renders a reason to loot. Like you don't have to loot to prove a point. You don't have to loot to fight back. Like that's the crazy part. But that cop, I'm still trying to process this.
Yeah, he got me. He's
I'm
going
trying to process everything.
he said, call your family and let them know.
So I will let them know where to pick up your remains because we're going to kill you graveyard. What?
2K, what you about to say, 2K? I'm sorry, Kachar. I know 2K is about to say something too.
I think we need to, us as black people, we need to look at this and realize that this is not our fight. Okay. We need to sit this one out. If you ever looked at a civil rights picture or anything, you never seen Hispanics in these pictures with us. You might seen a couple white people, but for the most part, it was just us fighting for us. We need to let them handle it. The stores that they even looting, like ain't no nigga breaking into no Adidas store. Like that's not us.
No shame.
So
They going
listen,
straight
man.
for the Nike.
Straight for the Nike.
Straight
On the
for the
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah. The Adidas store is wild to pick
That's
up.
like robbing a Puma.
Yeah, so I think, bro, we need to stick this one out, man, because this ain't our fight. And I feel what JB was saying. Niggas just fight just to be fighting, man.
Yeah, just to say they did it. Like,
But
man, that's the points are low, man.
On the critique side of the game, I see the police is breaking the laws. Now, if I spit on JB and goddamn I do something to JB and JB call the police, they gonna take both of us to jail. So how come if I spit on you, you can hit me back?
Well, spitting is assault, though.
I was just about to say that because now you retaliating against an officer of the law. You know, we still got to look at the grounds that we in.
So one more critique: when that civilian power drive the dude,
or the black boy,
that's assault too. You need to
and
pick
that
his
had nothing
ass
to do with
up
him.
and handcuff his ass too.
Yeah.
So this what I'm not liking. Let's not pick and choose when we gonna enforce these rules. Hey, cuz I appreciate you for doing it, but you ain't have to get your ass up. You're going to jail.
Facts.
Yeah.
And 2K, you know,
Yeah, that
funny?
is one-sided.
They're not even gonna give the appreciation for it.
And you know it's funny today? Like we saw the video of the guy throwing a milkshake to the police officer, right?
Absolutely.
Just a couple of weeks ago, a white kid grabbing another black kid. It wasn't a motive to retaliate, whatever it takes. And now I throw a milkshake at you, and then 7 dudes just beating me upside the head because they got offended. We are not. The problem is not people doing things because we kind of believe in the right to retaliation. We just believe it's the pick and choosing of things. And the reality is this, right? Like, I think it was 9 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Women's March in 2017. It was like 3 million women on the streets blocking everything and all that. Do you think these guys are going to beat them up and take them off the streets and all that? The problem is not you being a tough guy in front of the mic and saying you are going to jail, you are going to the hospital and all that. The problem is that we know that you wanted to do that all along. You had the equipment, you had everything ready. You are dying to have an excuse to go beat on these people. Yep. So it's not about law, it's about you getting back. Like it's like a get out of jail free card. I can beat you up and nothing happens to me.
Yeah.
The way his tone of voice and the way he said it, he was like happy, low key. Like he was internally happy. Like I can do this and not get no type of not be penalized in no way, shape, or form. Like that's crazy.
Hey, just it's happy hour.
Exactly. Happy hour. He's waiting for that call for somebody to be like, "Oh, report to here."
Hey, but at the same time, I will say that I would hopefully strike some fear in people who feel the need to cross the line and just do too much. You gotta think about it like this too. What fight are y'all really trying to fight? America is a superpower. Don't get me wrong. If we was back in more like tribal times or undeveloped America, we could probably get away with some of these fights and possibly win and take over some shit. But if you look at the times we're in right now, you're not winning. You're not gonna win. It don't matter how many stank bombs you throw at them, how many Molotov cocktails you might make, you're gonna lose. So that's why these officers are like, you're gonna die. You know, you're gonna dig yourself a grave. You're gonna get locked up. You probably gonna get a record. So when is enough to where you say we gotta fight a different type of fight, and we just have to fight a little bit differently, maybe a little more strategic instead of just like guns are blazing. I'm just gonna go out and glory.
See what the immigrants doing, bro. They fighting a fight that they can't win at all. Like if you here illegally, it's just a matter when you get caught. Like it ain't nobody gonna throw a punch hard enough to be like, you know what, let them niggas stay.
Yeah. Shout out Coach Vita, how you doing?
It ain't gonna happen. Like, bruh, just take the out and come back the right way. They've been here for 20 years illegally.
But 2K is not about the illegals. 2K, like black people been complaining about racial profiling all the time. These people are literally being like, they are targeting people. Oh, you look brown? Hey, hands against the
They
wall.
can
Hey,
do
let me
it.
see your day. Like the people that are hard workers, and listen to what happened with Donald Trump. Donald Trump literally said he's going to make an executive order so illegals that work on the hotel industry and look at farms can stay because they're going bankrupt. So it's
Yeah.
not about illegals. If they are benefit to the country, all of a sudden they want to allow Latino farmers to just stay and keep
Well,
working. That's crazy.
it's about the illegals, but not necessarily about the ones that's working. It's about the ones that's committing the crime.
That
Like,
is true.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
because them the ones that they was targeting at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance. No, okay. They
No.
said zero tolerance. If you are illegal, you are out. And then they said, "Oh, you work on farms, and these white farmers are complaining that they're going out of business because they don't have any illegal. Oh, we're going to make an executive order so they can keep milking these people." It's inconsistency. They don't give up. They don't give
Pat,
up.
if they seen illegal, they'll swoop them up along the way. But the target was for the criminals.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
No, it
That's
wasn't.
what they said.
No,
That's what they
it
said.
was zero tolerance. There's a bunch of massive working, not like the people that have like working complex, right? The construction complex. They are literally saying that people are not showing up to work because somebody comes and raids the next not installment like the next building. The ICE comes in and they go and invade the building, and all the buildings on the street literally get empty for 3 or 4 days because people are afraid that they're going to be next. So this is not for criminals. This is for hard workers too.
Well, they are criminals, fatty. They here illegally.
Okay, come on. Okay, can't say that.
Listen, bruh. That's like me sneaking in the club and getting mad that they throwing me out.
Yeah,
I snuck in.
You are being disingenuous. Okay, we know what criminals are. Criminals meaning people that come in and commit crimes. These people have fake social security numbers.
Now, fatty, that's a different degree, and I'm with you.
Yes,
but you still committed a crime by sneaking over, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. So why are you making a executive order to maintain these illegal farm workers?
For the same reason, if I sneak in the club and bought a VIP section,
so it's money, right? It's for money, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not principle, it's money. So just say it's about money.
But it's
nothing to do with criminals. It's to do with money.
It's about money for the American people down there. Right. Don't forget, if they don't got jobs, now we do.
Exactly.
The people who was born here.
Nobody wants to work in a farm. No American wants to work in a farm.
That's a lie from Mississippi.
But you got some people that if you would rather not have a job or work on a farm, they gonna go work on that farm.
They will collect unemployment and they get the air conditioner job. Most people don't want to work. But working on a farm is an arduous, extraneous job.
It is, but you ain't got no gray area though. We saying we gonna take the illegals out. Here goes these farm jobs. Here goes these construction jobs. Here go this. Or you can just continue being broke. What you think most people gonna choose?
Yeah, they're gonna be forced to.
No. This was the conversation that we were having before Trump got elected, right? People on the left like me were saying, y'all don't know what you're asking for. Y'all are saying that you have barely money for groceries. You can't afford the house. You can't afford nothing. What is happening is this cheap labor is going to go to Mexico. And now because you have to hire American citizens, now the food is going to go up, and especially in the housing on those areas is going to skyrocket, because if you're spending $100,000 a month extra in building because you're paying fair wages, your house is going to skyrocket in price. It's literally what is happening right now. You asked for something and you bought more than you could chew.
It's been skyrocketing with the Mexicans here.
Yeah.
So it don't matter, bro. Like at this point, at least did give us the true Americans a way to at least try to make some money.
Facts. You got to pick a struggle, bro. We can't have. We ain't gonna get. It's never gonna be just even playing field, bro. It's just gonna. It's got to be like that. That's just how it is. And then the strong gonna survive, and the weak gonna. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna fall.
And now your dream house now costs more $25,000 because you wanted the chance. Most of y'all don't want to work in construction. Most of yours are final consumers. Most of y'all go to groceries every day. Most of y'all want a son to have a house or a daughter or something like that. You are not going to work in construction, benefit from it. But when you're going to go purchase that house in Texas that everybody wants, you are literally at that shit on your favorites for $250,000. Go check that shit right now and see if the price is the same. Like y'all don't know. Y'all really don't know what you want.
That's not what you want. It's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not what you want. It's what the man got to do to provide.
That's it.
We don't choose. You know what I mean? It's what we need to do.
That is true. People have been put in places to where if they're needed there, if they have to, function in that realm, they're gonna do it.
In fact, history will show us that it was just a matter of time before, like right now, the only thing why illegal immigrants was working for such less wage because they didn't have no leverage.
Yeah.
Once they start to get leverage, then that's when you start to see all these unions pop up and like, hey, we deserve equal pay, we deserve to get paid, blah blah blah, and then them prices gonna be the same of what they got to pay the American people right now anyway.
Hey, Mac, can you mute yourself, please?
Mac, let me mute you, Mac.
But okay, you are right? But the thing is, you have to have a legal path to immigration that is clear cut, so people actually have an incentive to get in that path. The problem is the American, for whatever reason, y'all have it's kind of a lottery system where you might have it, but you not might have it. It's not like a goal-oriented shit, right? So what happens is this. The United States was built by slaves and immigrants. First it was black people, then it was the Italians, then it was the Irish, then it was like, if you actually look at the history of the American, there's no part in the history of the United States that the society wasn't maintained by people that came to get these jobs, right? Same is happening in Europe, right? Europeans don't want to work these jobs in the interior, so a bunch of people from Africa, a bunch of people from the Middle East come in and they do these jobs. Once you get rid of them, right? First of all, you are going to lose because your birth rate is going to go completely down. So nobody is going to sustain the older generation that is here. And the second part is the billions of dollars that you're losing, because these people don't need to be expelled if they are not committing criminal things. They need to be integrated and being part of the community so they can pay taxes, so you can benefit from it.
Well, Fat, a lot of the money being lost anyway, because what the people doing is they work in America, but
they send the money back.
Put money back home.
But they have fake social security numbers. Most of them are contributing for the system without ever getting the money.
What
back.
I'm saying, that they're still taking money out of circulation, and they're still making it harder for the American people.
No, they're paying taxes. And okay, there's not just that they're paying taxes and they're never going to get back. These people have to buy food, so they're paying taxes 20-something% when they bought an Apple.
Get it, but
when they buy a computer, you see what I'm saying?
You still inflating another economy. Like just think of if you were just American.
Yes.
None of my money hit Mexico. Like a good percentage of your money go back home.
Yes.
So it's still, we might look at it like pennies on a dime, but a lot of pennies add up to $1.
No, but think about it, right? They have to live somewhere, so they're paying rent. So there's money from one American. They have to buy groceries. They have to have water. They have to have cable. They have to buy phones. They have to buy computers. They have to put their kids in school. They have to buy books. They have to buy everything. So every time they buy something, 20%
you leave at
$300.
But you leave it. If I send you $300, you leaving $300 taxable dollars out of the equation because you sent it back to Mexico. That's what I'm saying. That shit adds up.
Do you feel like illegals should be in America or not? Or
No. I think the countries have all the right to deport illegals, right? They have the right. What I say is we have to be pragmatic, right? And the best way for me to predict the future is to look at the past. We have a case, for example, of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom did something called Brexit, which means they wanted to leave the European Union, because as soon as you get to Portugal, as soon as you get to Spain, as soon as you get to France, you have the right to immigrate to every country that you want. So they were having a great influx of immigrants that was doing the job. They said, we don't want the immigrants anymore. We're going to leave the European Union. And now they're losing $12 billion a year because the immigrants are still coming and they don't have access to the bigger market.
Usually a country is going to, they're going to kind of put their home people up front. So of course the American people, they want to put them at the forefront, regardless whether we have to have an influx of immigrants to help the economy. We're still supposed to prioritize the American people. So even if we bring immigrants in to maybe help certain sectors of the economy, it's supposed to be the American people first. But I do think the influx of so many illegals has kind of fucked that up, because now you got possibly people who work in certain jobs. Like we were saying earlier, men are going to do what's necessary for their
feed their
thriving,
family, right.
to feed their
Yes.
families. But then now if you have an influx of immigrants who possibly gonna work for maybe pennies to a dollar, you know, now you stripping a sector away from people who probably need to work
And what
those
you
jobs.
forgetting is that the Mexicans, they work so good because ain't nobody working harder or faster than a Mexican.
Absolutely.
A boss gonna ask you, hey, do you got a cousin? Hell yeah, my boy Jose. Now he getting his whole family in.
So let me ask you a question. Tuke, let me ask you a question. I know you're rich already, right? But
No,
if
I'm
you're
not.
rich, right? Mr. Beast rich. No, that's too much money.
Shout out to T.O. for the membership.
Shout out to
Appreciate you,
T.O.
T.O. Happy
Hey.
birthday too, man.
Yo, what up, fam?
Later.
There's actually too much money. Let's assume that you have $10 million, right? And you want to build apartment
Shit, I'm gonna
complex.
shout out to T.O. My bad, Fatty. He gifted 10 membership. Definitely appreciate
Hey,
T.O.
Let's go.
Shout out to T.O.
Definitely appreciate
Hey,
T.O.
my dog
Appreciate you,
man.
Tio. Thank you very much.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's
Definitely.
imagine that you want to build an apartment complex, and the cost if you are all Mexicans, all illegals, is 3 million. The cost if you are all Americans is 6 million. Which one are you going to pick?
Me as a business, I'm going the Mexican route.
That's the point.
But
There's
now,
the American way, the cheaper.
Now hold on, that's cheaper. Now let's talk about my pride. Now you say, hey, 2K, if you got a choice to spend some money with your Mississippi people, I'm gonna spend more because I'm gonna give more back to my people. I just don't care. Like at some point, money becomes out of the equation. But I got a solution for it. And because Trump is already a hated president, I feel like he should just invade Mexico and take it over. Make it the 51st state.
He can't even defeat Afghanistan, let alone the cartels and all these people.
I'm just saying, like, listen, if all them coming over here, let's just bring here to them. Let's just take that shit over.
Okay, do you know that the land, like, they were kind of Mexican land before the Americans took over?
Absolutely, but we left them a piece, and I know they regret that.
Oh, you want to take everything? That's crazy.
We should have. We wouldn't have this problem.
I mean, we are tribal people from the get-go, so it's kind of like first come, first serve, or who willing to take over, you know, the land or the situation. If you can fight for the land, then it's up for grabs for you to be able to take it back. But if you can't, it is what it is if you lose it. So now you got immigrants trying to come into something that's already been what's the word I'm looking for? Like
built, it was established.
It was already established. So now is it fair for illegals to try and jump into something that's already been built and established, opposed to like going back to when it was trying to fight for it?
But Jay, but there's the point about American history, right?
Yeah.
If you go back enough, everybody's an immigrant. If you go back enough, everybody was pillaging, killing, and doing a bunch of things. Now that people are a little bit civilized, they're like, whoa, go back to Africa. No, go back to Ireland. Go back to Germany. Like Donald Trump, literally second generation German, right?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's what we're talking about. If Elon Musk, if all these people come in, like, and they can get citizenship and all that, and nobody has a problem, all of a sudden, when the hardworking people come in, they shouldn't have a problem too. It's about consistency.
Fatty, if World War III pop out, we got to punch Mexico in the mouth. We got to go, bro. We got to go and take that shit, bro. Because first of all, they on our 6, and it might like, bro, it's hard to watch the back.
Yeah.
So man, we just got to go and take it.
Hey, okay, this is why I unfortunately, like, I understand the people that are law first, law by the citizens, they should go to the right path, right? People, the United States needs to focus on their borders and themselves and their citizens. And literally every week is, what are we going to do with Israel? What are we going to do with Ukraine? What are we going to do? Like, the United States don't care about their people. I'm sorry, they don't. Every single excuse they can to go ahead and fight other people's wars, to get into other people's business, to go ahead and steal whatever, they will do it. So it's not about Americans. It's not about American soldiers. It's not about America first. It's about a couple of 100 people that have billions of dollars trying to push one people against other people so they can get you distracted, so they can pass bills in the middle of the night and rip you off. That's nothing to do with y'all. It's to do with the higher ups. They are the ones that decide this, not us.
Shout out to T.O. for the super chat. I mean, the U.S. did fight and win for the territories and then paid $15 million to Mexico after they signed the treaty.
Yes,
is that like a consolation prize or something?
Nah,
the land was from Spain, and then Spain, I think, sold it to Mexico, and then Mexico sold it to the United States.
I think you talking about the Louisiana Purchase, Fatty.
Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah, they gave Cali 15 million just because we whooped
Shout out
their ass.
Shadow Dragon.
Not Cali, they gave Mexico 15 million just because. Like they ain't even have to.
Yeah, but these the treaties after they stole it, right? It's like there's something called
They
the pink.
stole it. They
No.
lost it.
Okay, 1 second. There's something called the pink map, and the pink map was literally European countries going to Africa. Decide like when Africa is like those straight lines as borders. It's like like they literally got a pencil and they did straight lines and said, "This is mine. This is yours." When we talk about treaties, these treaties was not let's do what's fair. It's hey, bro, either you sign this shit or I'll fuck you up again. So you might say it's not stealing, but it kind of is because nobody gives land away just because. See what I'm saying?
So before we switch, anybody has anything left to say on that topic? Like a good consensus to the whole immigration and protesters and looters?
Yeah, I got my thing. I'd rather see that damn Mexican flag getting flown than the damn pride flag.
Facts.
I ain't mad
Facts.
at that.
It go both ways though. For example, I like the Mexicans. I like the Mexicans and whatnot.
Me too.
But you got good people. You got good 2K, and you got good people and bad people. So it's kind of hard to go both ways. But I mean, what about the dudes in LA breaking the windows and all that? I feel like that's doing too much now. You know what I'm saying? You can't put everybody in one category.
Nobody is in favor of violent crimes. What we want once again is consistency. And to me, it's hilarious that y'all be offended by the Mexican flag, but there's some motherfuckers with the Confederate flag, which are literally the traitors and the losers, and nobody says nothing about that.
No.
Everybody says, "Oh, it's heritage. It's the South." Nobody says nothing about it. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with the Mexican flag or whatnot. I think everything that's just coming outside of the whole, the ICE situation. I think that's really the problem. It's the retaliation part. I think that's really messing up the situation in LA, and we already know LA is like a battleground already. So to have all this, looting, fighting, the resistance against the police officers, like, man, it's just protocol. I hate to say it as protocol. That's like the kid in school who does something wrong, and then they try and make themselves believe the lie, and in their head they think they're right, but really they're wrong, and now you fighting against something, but you did something wrong from the jump. So I think that's part of the problem. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for people trying to find a better way of life, but at the same time, like, it's still a process and protocol. You can't be mad at the repercussions if you do the risk.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
But Jay, are these people following due protocol themselves? Because they're not getting due process. A lot of these people are literally getting ripped off and just stay in jail for like a week before they get released. The
due process is to go through the process.
But that's the point. The due process goes both ways, 2K. And black people were suffering these before. They will round everybody, the drug dealers, the good guy, the guy in school, the guy on the job, and then they'll put everybody in jail and they'll figure out who are the good guys and take them out. That shit is ridiculous.
Boy, they had three administrations. They had 3 administrations to get it together. They had Barack Obama 2 times. You had the nigga Biden. Come on, bro. Like, I get it. I really fat it. I get it. I'm for the people.
Yeah.
But like, y'all have had the time, cuz.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I get that they have to do what they got to do, but what I can't get with is how they're snatching up the kids. Like the kids that did not ask to be here, the kids that were born here, but they're snatching them up too. Like
reality. It sucks. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a scary thing to have to be, broken away from your family, but you have to pay for the sins of you're paying for the sins of the father. But now they paying for the sins of their fathers and mothers who, it's just like I said, it's protocol. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but at the same time, you got to follow the protocol. Now you have to reap the repercussions of what you did during that time period to get over here. You taking a chance. So I don't know. Like I said,
change the protocol.
That was the purpose of DACA.
That
was the purpose of DACA.
What's that?
DACA is a like a path to citizenship type of program, like for them to comply to certain things and then they have opportunity to get citizenship. But the problem is, once again, the United States system is extremely confusing. Like other countries have very well defined path to citizenship. They know they have to go through this A, B, C, D, so they can get to the finish line. Like we have a guy called Lou, like he's Brazilian. He literally like came to the United States because his mama took him here, right? He had legitimate jobs working on real estate for almost 20 years, still didn't get citizenship. And he literally is like a what do you call the anchor baby, kind of like when they have the kid on the United States that they bring the kid. So it's you should look at the track records of somebody and says this person is working legally for 15 years, 20 years on this country. Let's give him citizenship because he proved that easier to collaborate. There's not the case with the United States.
I agree with you, Fatty, but different. 2K, 1 second, 2K, Fatty. I agree with you, but look,
last point because we're gonna move on after this.
Yeah, different countries. Different countries. I agree with you, Fatty. But the thing is, different countries do different things. The United States is not the worst because you got to think in Afghanistan and Iran, they kill you. They do much worse. So America's bad. I'm not saying like it's not Babylon. It is, but I mean, at least I think that what Trump's trying to do, he's conflicting himself because he's doing too much at once, but he's trying to have some type of order. And I just feel like I agree with you as far as America is not organized in their structure, but there are countries that will kidnap and kill you. Not they won't do it here, but as a culture, they'll kidnap you if you're in the wrong country and kill you. Korea, South Korea, things like that.
That's a bad example.
I honestly, bro, to be the president, bro, you got to have a level of maturity that's on another level. And I say that because, you can say that, but how can we say that? We can say this about all the presidents because you got people who you are looking out for in your best interest saying, fuck you, fuck America with the same free speech that they can only have over here. Like the entitlement that we have is so off the chain, bro. It's insane.
Shout out to Black TV. Sorry to cut you out, 2K. Shout out to Black TV with the $4.99 super chat. Tune into the DPMO morning show at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Please do. Yeah, that's y'all show, right, 2K?
Yes,
hey,
sir.
2K, you need to say Black to stop being cheap when he wants to do promotion. Send $20. This man sent me $2 to promote his show. That's crazy.
That $4.99 to be happy.
I'm about to transition into the next topic, y'all. That's hilarious.